everyone! Hello guys and girls.
Hello everyone. So we are in a level 3 class today, and we are so happy. We do for the first time in our lives the survival hero. We call this hero, which is a contra hero, so to the right.
Just to tell you, we
call it survival.
Here, okay, not.
Yeah. It really has a name. So some old milongueros in Buenos Aires call it Roberto.
Really?
Yeah, don't ask me why.
Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto, yeah. So maybe someone named it way.
Yeah.
We call it survival hero. Why? Because it's so helpful if you have a situation where you have to turn because of little space, because of a cool moment in the music, you know. This is always easy, always dynamic, and it has so many accessories which you can put to it, so you build up a lot of difference.
And finish also in a position where you can start again to do everything you want.
And it's close, but not extremely close. And it's, we love the feeling. So, how we get there? We open a bit to make it more clear, and we go from the ocho cortado position, due sacada.
It's better to show from this side, I think.
Of course. He's always right. Go from a sacada, but then we will do something else than normally.
By the way, you told on the video that I am always right. So there is also this interview, okay?
Yeah, but you told like 2 days ago that you always agree with me.
Yeah.
So that's why you are right.
So now we are 1 and 1, because I can always use this, but just to...
Okay, good.
So.
It's life in harmony, guys and ladies. We will get there of how to do it differently after the sacada, but first we want to understand something very important. And this is that in tango we can move linearly, you know, like we can go together, there, here, there, there, or we can move around each other. The moving around each other is in a way not different than, you know, when we would hold the hands like this and then just, you know, like run around.
Yeah, more or less.
So in the sense, you know, it goes like that and not together. When we step like this, and we invite everyone to step exactly like we step, with the feet more or less like shoulders. Linear movement.
If you have one Angela Tom, you can try.
If you have a Giovanni, you're lucky. And wait, let's do it linearly first. No, that would be the concept of the linear movement. But if we don't have an Angela or a Giovanni, we could try to use the teddy bear.
Yeah.
With a broom.
Or if you have a good fantasy, you can.
Yeah, imagine. So this is linear.
And just to show also from here.
Yeah, linear. Now for a circular movement, Giovanni will go to his right leg and would also lead me to the right. Yeah? One. Yeah. Let's make sure that we imagine that we are going like around. Oh yeah, you can do it with a tree. So you go in the woods and you take a tree and you go like around the tree.
Yeah, but the tree doesn't go around him or her.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. But be careful, it's not this. Like this we are moving in a linear way.
Opposite.
But opposite. It's here. Okay, we are doing big just to show.
Huge, you know, like Tango.
Yeah. But the idea is this.
So even if we would be going, you know, like if we were just walking, normal walking, which we don't, but you know, it's that idea of keeping the circle and going around each other. It will always have the idea. Okay. So, that opposite, guys. It's really funny. It's something I get asked in private classes, even by people who dance for some time. How can I do that and lead the other? You know, imagine your pot of soup, and you know, you can place it there while we go like in the opposite direction. It's two different entities, you and the follower. And the follower will not follow the tip of your nose or your belly button. She will always follow the lead, which is the circularity of the embrace.
She should.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, da-dim, da-dum, da-dum.
I think this is clear.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
I know.
So, let's try something. Let's go, Americana position. It's not led. It's just we step there. And what Giovanni will do, now I will be forward, Giovanni will be behind. So let's imagine the same, but, like we did before, but there. You see, because what we did before, we were changing weight, of course, and we were not changing together, we were changing opposite. Let's do the same from other directions. So, Giovanni going forward with his right leg, and I'm going forward with my left leg.
But she's front.
But I'm front.
I'm back.
And we do tuck, and tuck, and tuck, and tuck, and tuck.
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. Let's do other directions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or whatever you want.
Yeah, on the back.
So, I start with my weight on left. Giovanni starts also with his weight on left. And da-da. Make sure that also here is what Giovanni said, it's not like, not that, but we imagine that circle. Tuck, tuck. And we don't even have to move the feet. Now that's a funny thing, which I say, a step is done by the head, not by the foot, which means I can stay with the feet there and I still do a step, step, because my head is going over that foot.
But in that case, what we are doing is pam, pam, pam.
You see the circle that Giovanni wants there?
Pam, pam, pam.
And let's do the last direction, I guess, which is facing the banana tree.
No, it's facing there.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, okay. Tick, and tuck, and tick, and tuck. Ladies, I try not to go alone. Giovanni, while he's coming forward, he leads me there. If you see someone in the milonga doing like that, no, don't do it.
Yeah, this is just exercise.
It's an exercise.
And the idea in that moment for me, and after you will understand also a little bit more, it's like I want to bring air behind me. That is the idea.
Guys, like sometimes we want to bring our partner like behind us.
Could you come a little closer?
Yes, of course.
To the camera also, because the sound shouldn't be
Yeah.
good enough.
Is it better? We try to speak a bit louder. We ask you to please do it, like really do that exercise. I will go now.
Yeah,
again.
right now I don't think they see our feet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go again forward on left, Giovanni going back please, backward on right. Like really try to do that with each other. Because it's a very...
What? We need to go back, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you show a little bit along this?
Yeah, of course. So Giovanni will go. I'm now a man, you imagine me like I usually am, like leading. And guys, leaders, what we will be doing is going back and forth with the axis, but while my feet and my hips do that linear movement, yeah, my body will do that circular movement. So while going forward, I will lead my partner around me. One. Good?
Yeah.
Great. So again, ladies going on left, leaders on right, and it's important that we really get that feeling, because we will use that for funny things. And that's like a difficult moment in the hero. We will see for what we use it, but let's put one more step in the lead. So one more step for the lady. So basically, while Giovanni is leading me there, he will also lead me side. Yeah, but let's stay here.
Okay.
So what I want now is that, tuck, and that. So he leads me back side. It's in small steps, ladies. Tuck, and I don't completely arrive in axis. It's like a rebound.
This is what I told you before. In that moment, I have to feel that I have to send her on my back, behind
I'm
me.
going there, bye bye, and
Yeah.
hello then. So, one tuck, one tuck, one tuck. A very simple way to lead something like this is, when we both do the same. So that, that is simple. We can also try this. So, again, look, it's not like this. Sorry, Giovanni, I will do it alone.
Yeah.
It's not conflictive. It's around. But, although for me that's the same step, Giovanni has a different geometry there. And that's the most difficult part of what we're doing today, maybe even of the whole level 3 course. That idea of leading me one time and one time. And it's really like placing me there. Okay, good. And if we did the most difficult?
Yeah, now we can, exactly.
Let's put everything together.
From.
Now, look, something funny which happens, and it's easier. Instead of, what did we do for the normal saccada? For the normal saccada, Giovanni was closing the door and taking this front. Now, guys, he will not pivot, he will not change, or just minimally change the position of his hips. So, sorry, that direction, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will lead me to where I was, but he will close and go forward. And what do we have now? Tick down. Yeah. So, can you please, Giovanni, show the movement of the leader?
Sure.
Just
Okay.
until the saccada.
Yeah. We start from the rebound. Here we go in saccata. We close and go there. I can continue?
Yeah, but maybe for exactly that part from different sides. Because that's the cool thing, leaders. Until now we had like saccada and take that front. So now it's easy. It's saccada, change, lead the lady, but don't do anything.
Yeah. So,
Giovanni will show a couple of times.
from here, this is the saccata. And here there is what we studied before. So the idea to bring the woman behind me. From here, this is the saccata. Bring the woman behind me. And from here again, saccata. Bring the woman behind me. And pivot. Now alone I think is not so clear for them.
Yeah. Ladies, just for the ladies, leaders, if you are a leader, then don't have to. For me, always then I go around the leader. We had these simple heroes until now. No, these simple heroes where we would go like that and finish. We had by now a more complex hero from the Americana. So when I go forward, up, and back, and side, and forward. But we were not talking very extensively about the concept of the hero. And you can look at Laura's classes every day, 7:30, she covers it a lot. But basically, if I'm led around the leader, and he doesn't lead anything special, just leads me around, like there.
She knows how to go.
I will go alternating side, back, side, forward, side, always looking in the side step that I'm facing him with all my body. And in the forward steps, okay, let's go in the forward steps. My body will focus with him, but my hips will look away. Yeah. In the back steps, the same, body focusing with him, hips looking away. So that is the classical hero technique. It has to feel like I go for a walk. So it has to have the same feeling of that, just that we do different kinds of steps, but it cannot be, like
Yes.
strange things.
Should be in a flow.
Should be, like the same way that when I go for a walk, every axis is a transition between what was and what comes, and if it's a side step or a back step.
And years of dance will come in a flow.
Yeah.
We hope sooner.
So let's do it together. Cuartito, sacada position. I'm led in the same position like I would before, but now instead Giovanni going there, he goes in a small forward step. He can pass or not my foot, that doesn't matter. He can do it, no, on the other side anyway, but it can be bigger or smaller, doesn't matter. But the important thing is now that he will bring me one tap, and then he will have to pivot.
And finish in this position.
Do we know now what happens? Ta-dam! Ocho cortado. And we finish like we started. Again. Think. One, tap, tam. Tida, dam. Yes. From other side. And let's explain the last part, because that's the thing, it's like a lot of parts, it's the most difficult class, but you're ready because we prepared you for now. So Giovanni will lead me like we were talking here, picked up, and now the important thing is, in the moment that I change weight here, he will pivot as much as necessary for his hips to be perpendicular to my hips. So my forward step will be in front of his hips, not like that. Because from here, everything is clear. Do we know that position? Of course, if we do the simple hero to the left, it's also that my forward step will be in front of his hips. And we finish. So the difficult part, I guess, is for the leaders to wait there long enough and then pivot enough.
Yeah.
You see? That? Come. And maybe one more time in the direction like really slow motion. So until here everything is clear. Sacada. You see our pseudo-Americana, so it looks like Americana, but he's going forward, I'm going back. And he leads me tak, tak. It's that moment when I make the small side step is when he will pivot and wait for me. Because the last closing will be together with me. And pick, down. Yeah. Let's do it one more time in a flow.
Comment.
Yes, please.
Laura, he's not sure who the
Yoram, I'm doing the talking, but Giovanni is doing the leading. Now we do it slow motion anyway, but and of course we know what we want to show, but we will do it in the normal timing, and Giovanni is leading. Even when we do it slow motion, he's really leading, but it might be not so clear. And because I do the talking, it's sometimes, it's Giovanni's way to make me happy. Women like to talk.
The leading comes from when we are doing the exercise, and we spoke about that when we turn each other, that is the point. I lead her behind me. In that moment is the lead of this step. Because till here it's okay. Now is the moment when I want to bring her behind me. Now I can lead her behind me without making step.
Yeah, of course, I go in a planeo.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
I can lead her, and while she's going there, I pivot to arrive in this position.
And the difficult and challenging, on the other side, cool thing about these heroes is that the coordination, and that's why we stop and stress so much the moment. The coordination is what wins the
topic
Yeah.
of all turn, of all the dance.
If Giovanni would turn too early, too late, it's not working. So we have to invest a lot in understanding exactly the moments. That's how sadly we don't know you yet in person, Yoram. Our students, they already did a lot of hero technique, having the same moments, of like the simple hero to the left, like that and those positions. And we prepare them to be ready now. So if you ask who's doing the leading, our answer is very, very simple. Whoever has the left arm up. So if I have the left arm up, then Giovanni will follow me anything, like whatever. And he's one of the best followers I've ever met.
Thank you.
And when he has the left arm up,
I'm
know
leading.
mine. Yeah. So let's do it in a flow.
And I think we are already
Yes, over
too
time.
late. Yeah.
Please come in probably 7 minutes
Yeah.
to Giovanni's class on men's technique.
Thank you. Thank you also
very
for
much.
the comment and the question. And see you soon.
See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Giovanni.
Thank you.